Hi folks, this is Pete here. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that we're getting ready to do our spearhead jig. Our brand spanking new from Do It, never used. It's warming up on the pot right now. So, and then I will hit it with drop out. Drop out helps your pores. You get smoother pores, more cleaner pores, more pores where it fills all the way up. So this is a great product. It's called Drop Out, and it's in Franklin Arsenal, and you can get it through Do It and a few other places. I will put the link to that in the description. And then they have flocks and stuff like that for cleaning your molds and getting all the impurities out of your lead. But with that said, we're going to get on with this video, and this is a step-by-step from pouring to painting to tying to fishing here in the future. So with that said, we're going to see you at the next segment. GoPro. Alright folks, we're going to shoot some of these spearheads. I got my 3/0 630 hook in there. Everything's sealed up on the mold. Just hit my lift lever and pour it in. There we go. That's a shot. It should be good. And it is. A little bit up on the hook. I got it a little hot on the warm up. I'm cooling her down a little bit now. So I'm gonna do 10 of these real quick. Pretty easy process pouring it out. She comes out. We'll clean this head up here in the next segment. We'll do the cleanup in the next segment. So my lead is a little bit harder than most. I usually use soft lead, but I've been running the centrifugal casting machine, so got a little harder lead in there. So hopefully you guys can see good. This is a new pot also. I have another pot, and Lure Craft sold out to Lure Parts Online, and I used to buy all my heating elements and stuff to rebuild it through them. Now I gotta go through Lee, and I haven't done it. So I just bought a new pot just to have one. But that one lasted, oh God, I've had it 15 years. Lee pots are good pots. You take care of them. Treat them well, flux them. So. Alright, well, that's probably enough poured. Hey folks, well, we're back for another segment. This is the cleaning of the jig. If you see that, we got a little bit over on that, and we got the parting line here we got to take care of, and where we cut. So we're going to get on with that right now. So I use just kind of a plain old razor knife, and see how nice, just nice and smooth there. Get that cleaned up. It just takes it off in one swoop, just a little pressure. So now this right here, you come in just like so, and we get just a little bit more, form that just tip, and look at that, look at that. That just cleans up, get your parting line knocked down. And then we're going to go to painting after this. I got 3 of these I'm going to clean up for you. So just pretty basic. This is pretty clean already, just a little bit of a parting line on it, a little bit more on the bottom. So there we go. So, and I left this one for a certain reason. See how we got that over right there? See that right there on the hook eye? So you come in with your razor knife and just wham, it's gone. And then you come in and do the cleanup, just a little around the nose and stuff. So there we go. So that's all set up and ready to go. So we're gonna, next segment will be airbrushing them. Usually a jig like this, you'd powder coat it, but I want to do a Fire Tiger on these three here. Just due to the fact that it's a popular color up here in Montana. I don't know where you guys are all from, but I'm up here in the upper northwest corner of Montana, up by Glacier Park, and I find that Fire Tiger and chartreuses always work really well. So, and so I got this lure here, and I'm going to kind of go off that Fire Tiger pattern there a little bit, is what I'm going to try. But I'm going to show you something different other than paint to get an effect. So, stay with me. So I'll see you at the next segment. Okay folks, so here's the colors we're going to be using today. We're going to use opaque white in the Cretex, fluorescent yellow, bright green. These are all Cretex colors, and Cretex fluorescent orange. And our reducer today will be the 4011. So here we go, and then we'll epoxy these. So get a nice clear coat so they can bounce on the rocks and stuff for them lake trout and stuff. So so we're gonna put a little bit of this shebanga-danga in there, the white. And white's, the Cretex white's thick, so be prepared for that. You got to reduce it down a little bit. So and so there's what I got in there for the white. Use about 4 drops or 5 drops. Get my fancy dancy little stirrer tool in there and stir it. And then we're going to turn the pressure way down on this real quick. And we're going to back flush it. Get all that paint that went nowhere. There we go. So I'll put my finger over the needle, back flush her a little bit. Alright. Let's get about 20 pounds. Sounds like she's blowing through there pretty good. So we're just gonna spin this around in your fingers. All right. So that's our first coat. I'll be right back. GoPro stop. All right, we're back. We got it cleaned out. So, got my Cretex yellow. I'm not even going to thin this out because it's pretty thin as it already is. Pretty much ready to shoot. I will get her shooting there. So we'll get our pressure set down. 20 psi, perfect. All right. There she is. That's the first color there. So that will be fluorescent yellow. And I think I'm going to put one more coat on that. So I'll get back to you when I get these painted up. And we'll be on to the next color, which will be the bright green. Alright, thank you folks. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back at it. I had a phone call there. Sorry about that. I'm going to turn up my air pressure just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And I'll put this rack in the comments, so in the details, so you can all pick one up. So there's your second coat. So, and I'll be back with the green next. All right, we're going with the Cretex green now. Bright green, I should say. So, and we're going to set our pressure down to 20 psi. Perfect, we got it. So what we're going to do here is just paint basically the tops here. We want to come down the side just a hair. There we go. And that's all we're going to do on these for the green. So there you go folks, check that out. That's beautiful. So just a touch bit of overspray on them, which is not bad. It kind of gives you that blended look when it's all said and done. So when I come back, I'll have these dried and we'll be getting on to doing the next color. Okay? Okay folks, as we talked, I'm going to try to get this little bit of this pattern, style pattern in there just a little bit. So, but we're going to use something a little bit different. And this is a handy tool when you're out fishing. The black Sharpie or any colored Sharpie. I keep them in my boat all the time to help with color presentations on the boat when I'm guiding. They help out immensely. So what we're going to do, we're going to start right behind the eye. Here, or we'll go one right up forward of the eye, and we're going to come in like that. So see how that Sharpie makes that really nice line there, and when you clear coat it, it'll be dry. The paint will be dry really well. So that's what we're looking for. Alright folks, I'll see you back here in a little bit. Alright folks, so here's some of the different stripes I did, just kind of playing around with it, you know. Nothing's going to be the same. I don't like to do the same. So it's custom stuff. So there you go. And we have room for an eyeball here on the front. So the next step we'll put our orange paint on there. Coming in our orange throats right here on the very tip. So I'll be right back with you. Well, we'll just spray the tips. I'm not going to be back with you. Got just, I think, enough fluorescent orange to do the trick. All right. So we're going to get that throat there. And that's all we're going to do right there. Oops. Just a little throat. There. that's looking pretty good. Next step, we'll put the eyeballs on. I'm going to do a new technique. I built some dots for eyes and stuff here. So we're going to use that. Alright folks, we're going to use some opaque red for the eyeballs. So this is a kind of playing around with this just a little bit. So we don't need much this. So get the air pressure set down. There we go. Let's see, make sure I got my eye where I want it. Get my Alright, there's one eye. Come around, so we're sitting right there. And there's our eyes, folks. So that's the start of it, and then we'll put the black pupil in. So, GoPro, stop recording. Alright, folks. Well, we're ready for black. And we're just going to use a little bit of opaque black. Cretex. Just a tiny bit. Always clean your tips off. You don't want to get that stuff in your gun. Just a little tiny bit. About 4 drops. That's all we're going to need. So, let's get some. Really light pressure here on the air gun, so I like to put my eyes more forward, my pupils. So with that, oh, there, get a little bit more pressure. There we go. There we are. There's that first pupil. That looks really good. So we'll put number 2 pupil on. And I like them forward, like I said. So go. That was a little heavy. So, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that. So, while I was away, I was thinking, oh, how am I going to clear coat these? Shabinga dinga donga dunga donga. So, how we're going to clear coat these is with powder coat. So this is Cretex paint for your base coat, and then I'm going to do a gold glitter powder coat on this, and it's going to turn out really nice. And then we'll bake it, and then we'll get on to the tie-in part of it. That eye turned out better than that last one. So the way I get these eyes in my stencil, I just use a drill bit and drill a hole in the Lexan. So there you go. That's looking good in the neighborhood. So there we are. We're going to put that one forward too. There we are. So we got all 3 eyes painted up on our jigs. So, all right. So I'll get back to you when we start powder coating. All right, folks. Well, here we go. Into the old fluid bed we go. I have not used this fluid bed in probably 6 months. So here we are. So we'll put this on high, heat that on high. And we don't want to put a whole lot of heat on it because it is Cretex and it will burn. So with that, we'll give her a good dunking. That should be good. Alright, so I kind of creamed out a little bit, but that'll clear up real quick. And then we'll put one more coat on there. What do you think of that, folks? Now we'll go into the curing oven for, probably 10 minutes at 395. So we'll put that bad boy in the rack and we'll do the other two. I'll get them out. Here we go. This is going to be a beautiful product when it's done, I tell you. There we go. That's a good coat. There we are, folks. That'll be a beautiful lure. I'm going to do a little bit less time on this one. There we are. What do you think, folks? Give it a thumbs up for that one. I like that. So put that back in the rack here. Turn off this. And now this is a vibrating fluid bed, and I can't find anywhere that makes them anymore. They used to make them. So I'm gonna take you with me over here to the oven. So here we go, folks, to the oven. And what does it say here? So you got your deal, so clear coat. Glitter top coats. 25 minutes at 356. Or we can go 392 for 10 minutes. We're going to 392 for 10 minutes. There we go. Give it just a couple minutes more. There we go. They're in there. They're cooking. She's getting hot. All right, folks. We'll be right back with you. GoPro stop recording. Hey, folks. It's Pete here. We're back. We're going to be, so we painted the spearhead last week, and I had to do some things, but today we're going to finish it up and finish tying that bucktail on there. And I did one already ahead of time just to play with it and see what I liked and what I wanted to do, and I figured that out. So, and here we go. So I'm using some older thread here that I got years ago. It's a fluorescent yellow, and this is Gouda rod thread. So in a size A rod wrapping thread. So, and I'm using a Griffin bobbin, And I do not know if Bernie makes these bobbins anymore at Griffin Enterprises, but I just lay onto my underbody there, and we are going to get started. So our first color is going to be yellow, and what we're going to do, we'll probably trim this up a little bit because we don't want it too far off the hook. So about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. We want everything proportional. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to slice a little bit of this off. So, and we're going to lay that in there. And you want to kind of roll it down the body a little bit. You don't want to tie in tight to start off with. You just want it light. And then just as you go forward on the head, then you're not going to get too much flaring of the hair. And this is a fine hair, so fine hair likes to flare on you quite a bit. And next color I'm coming in with is fluorescent orange, and I'm going to pick it just a little bit. And I could use, this is a hair stacker here, and I want the bottoms, I want the tips uneven. So I throw it in my hair stacker and grab what I want out of there and pull the short ones out. Alright, so you get the short ones out into your garbage can, otherwise you're going to have a mess on your floor. So, and we're about the same length there. So we'll start that in. And you want to roll it just a little bit. There we go. You might have to pull her back just a hair. Get a few loose hairs. So I roll my hairs back up and under on that. So there you got that beautiful color starting to come into that fire tiger pattern. And so now we're going to flip this over and we're going to tie the other two colors on. The green, which is the top here, and then the black, which will match the stripes. So I want it a little bit. There we go. There we are. So the green isn't as long. I didn't have much for a bucktail for that. So, but I have to use what I got. So in this. So I usually try to tell the companies when I order in the comments that I want their premium longest hairs in it, but you don't always get that. So we're going to tie this green in. And if you notice, see how she's flaring a little bit? We can unflare that just a hair. See how that's unflaring just a bit there? Just a little bit. So, and then we're going to come in with black. And I got my black right here. I'm not going to do a whole lot to this black. Just due to the fact that it is way shorter. I'm going to come back and start tying in further back. So, because it is so much shorter. But I'll still get a good tie in on it. So, there we go. That's pretty much done. Then we add one more piece of the equation. And this is pearl mylar. Pearl mylar. And I tie that in. Work her back, and then I'll work forward. And you want to keep this nice and clean while you're doing it. You're trying to get everything under the thread. Nothing showing. So you're going to do quite a few wraps on the thread. So, and then you'll take a look. You'll roll it over and take a look and see where you're at. I'm doing that now. We're looking pretty clean. Got a few stragglers out there, nothing after I get her glued that won't take care of those. So, and here comes the next step. Now, I don't do a lot of whip finishing with a whip finish tool. I do more of a half hitch with my fingers. So I come over, do a roll over, and tie her in that way, and just work my way back with that half hitch backwards, and come in and snip it, and then I'll come in and do another one, finish my way back, and basically that's just tensioning with your hands. So that's pretty much done there. So that looks kind of funky, doesn't it? So then I come in with my pick. This is the trick. And you pick it out. Just pick her out. So, well, I'll pick to here, and then I'll catch up with you guys after I get it all picked out. Okay? All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching these videos. I greatly appreciate it. Share them with your friends if you would. But I decided not to hit the like and subscribe deal. If you guys want to like and subscribe, you will, and if you don't, you won't. You don't have to. I mean, I can't force you into it. So, but there she is, all done. There she is, and that's a work of beauty, I think. So, as you can see, so, and then you come in here with your, oh boy, where did I put it? Oh, right up here. As you know, my favorite thing to use is Zap-A-Gap, and it binds stuff in. It's waterproof and everything. Uh-oh. That's another place where this little pick all comes in. So, got the good sound coming. There we go. And you just work that around them threads there. Don't be shy. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But there you go. That there's the finished product once you put that Zap-A-Gap on. That's a beautiful product. That'll catch lots of fish. We're going to be using this to target lake trout. Probably. I'm thinking about revamping the mold and putting an underspin on it. So it'll have an underspin. So I'm thinking about that right now as we speak. This is the one I did the other day. I haven't glued it yet. So there's its twin right there. So, and I have a third one to tie. And that's what we got, folks. So I will catch you back here next week. I have a neat thing I want to present to you. I got a new mold in the mail the other day, and I talked to the owner of the company and stuff, and I told him that I would let you guys know about their molds and everything. So we'll probably do one of them right shortly. Do some pouring, see how it pours and everything, and go on for there. It's a 1/2 ounce minnow jig. So I've already done the painting last week. I painted the 1 ounce minnow jig, and this one I probably won't paint. I'll just probably do the pouring, and we'll probably look at the components and stuff of it. So that's the plan for next week. With that going, folks, you have a blessed day. We'll catch you at the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.